Good morning, everyone. I am Santosh Kumar Suman. Today I am going to discuss about the network theory. Network theory is the study of solving the problem of electric circuit and electric network. Electric circuit theory and electromagnetic theory are the two fundamental theories upon which all branches of the electrical engineering are built. So many branches of the electrical engineering, such as the power system, electric machine, uh, control, are based on the electric circuit theory. Therefore, the basic electric circuit theory course is the most important course for the electrical engineering student. So, in this introductory video, let's us for first discuss the basic terminology of the electric circuit and type of the network elements. So basic terminology in network theory, we will frequently come across the following terms. First one is the electric circuit, electric network, current, voltage, power. These are most basic terms for the network theory. So it is imperative that we gather some basic knowledge of this term before proceeding further. Let's start with electric circuit. A electric circuit contain a closed path for providing a flow of electrons from a voltage source or current source. The elements present in the electric circuit will be a series combination, parallel combination, any more combination as you desired. So we can see this is an example of a electric circuit. Electric circuit is interconnection of the electrical elements. A simple circuit shown in the figure, it consists of the three basic components. This is a battery, a lamp, a connecting wire. Such a simple circuit can exist by itself. It has several applications such as torch, light, many appliances connection of the electric circuit. Next one is the electric network. Electric network need not to contain a closed path for providing a flow of electron from a voltage source or current source. Hence, we can conclude that all electric circuits are electric network, but conserve need not to true. So after that, here cover circuit elements. A element is the basic building block of the a circuit. A electric circuit is simply A interconnection of the elements circuit analysis is the process of determining the voltage across a current through the element of the circuit. So there are two types of the elements found in the electric circuit. First one is the passive element and other is active element. A active element is capable of generating energy while a passive element is not. So we can see some example of the passive element and active element. In passive element, resistor, capacitor, inductor is a passive element because it is always absorbing the power. Active elements always deliver the supplies the energy, like generator, battery, amplifier. The most important of the use in the electric circuit. Electric active elements are the network elements that deliver the power to other elements present in a electric circuit. So active elements are also called as voltage, called as source of the voltage or current types. We can classify their source into the following two categories. First one is the independent or dependent source. So here I discuss the kind of the source. We first one dependent source and dependent source. Independent source. A ideal dependent source is an active element that provides a specific voltage or current that completely independent of the other circuit variable. Also, as the name suggested, independent source produce fixed value of the voltage or current, and these are not dependent on any other parameter. In other words, a ideal dependent voltage is a active element that provides a specified voltage or current that is completely independent of the other circuit variable. We can see the example of the voltage source. This is an example of the current source. This is a symbol, basically symbol of the dependent source. Independent source. As the name suggested, dependent source produce the amount of the voltage or current that in independence some other voltage or current dependent source are also called a control source. There are four possible type of dependent source, mainly a voltage control voltage source. Second is a current control voltage source, CCVS. Third is voltage control current source. Last one is a current control current source. Dependent sources are usually designed by diamond shape symbol. Like this we can see in this figure, symbol for dependent voltage source. It is a diamond shape. We can see an example of the current control voltage source in this figure, where the voltage 10I of the voltage source depends on the current I through elements C. Here we can say a known parameter, other parameter. The student might be surprised that the value of the dependent voltage source is 10I volt and not 10I ampere, because it is a current control voltage source, because I is depends on this branch current. So the key idea to keep in mind is that a voltage source comes with the polarity look like plus minus in its symbol, while a current source comes with the arrow look like this is an example of current source. After that we are going to see ideal voltage source. So I will consider the simple circuit like this. So we are studying ideal voltage source. I will consider a simple voltage source like Vs. Connecting between point A and B to this voltage source, I will connect one load RL. Now the circuit is closed, so current I will flow through the load rest, and because of this I will get a voltage VL across it. Now I want to draw a graph of this ideal voltage source, meaning how the characteristics of this VL ideal voltage source look like. Graph VL against IL. Here we can see a graph of VL versus IL. Now let's make a simple table to examine the ideal voltage source characteristics, where I can have IL, VL, or the value of RL. Because I want, I can say VL is given as IL into RL. VL equal to IL into RL. Since resistance 100 between point A and B where voltage source V is present, so I can see the VL equal to supply voltage Vs. Let's take a simple example. Let's take RL as 1 ohm, and I am having this battery V of voltage say 5 volt. So by using this equation, VL equal to IL into RL and VL equal to V, so I can say VL remain 5 volt, but IL will be 5 divided by 1, 5 ampere. You can see in this table. Let's take RL as 100 ohm of against battery of a 5 volt. So VL will remain 5 volt only, and I solve, I will get IL 0.5. One more value we can take. Let's take RL equal to 10. Uh, 100 ohm. Battery is remain unchanged 5 volt as it is. So IL is VL by RL. VL by RL. I will get a get answer 0.05. Suppose I want to plot a graph VL versus IL. I will get a graph like this. In respect of any value of IL, I will get a voltage fixed 5 volt, and that VL value is same as voltage source V, supply voltage. So in respective of any value of current IL, I will remain always have VL fixed, and that is decided by this voltage source. So this is another way of a representation of a ideal voltage source is that in respect of any load condition, any lower current is still having a same voltage. So this is a characteristic of the ideal voltage source. In another word, a ideal voltage independent voltage source delivered to the circuit whatever current is necessary to maintain its terminal voltage. This is a basic concept of the ideal voltage source. Okay, thank you. After that, in this we talk about the practical voltage sources. So we are going to see a practical voltage source and how it is from different that of the ideal voltage source. We already discussed in the previous. So we know that there are two practical sources, mainly voltage source and current source. We can convert one source uh, into the other based on the requirement while solving the network problem. So the technique of transforming one source into the other is called a source transformation technique. Following are the two possible source transformation, that is practical voltage source into a practical current source. Other is practical current source into practical voltage source. So here we can see in this figure a clear visualization of source transformation. We can see a voltage source into a current source transformation. Figure 1, a practical voltage source consists of Vs supply voltage in series with a series resistance. This can be converted into a practical current source as seen in figure 2. ISC supply current source parallel connected a series resistor. The value of IS will be equal to the ratio of Vs and Rs. IS Vs equal to Vs by the series resistance. It can be represent at it. So we can describe the practical voltage source through the simple circuit. So we are going to see a practical voltage source, how to it different from than that of ideal voltage source. So let's take a simple circuit Vs to a connected series resistance. So it is a voltage source along with a small resistance connected in series, which is forming a practical voltage source. So this part is the practical voltage source. This is this part is a practical voltage source. Now this source I going to connect a load resistance IL RL. Now again circuit is closed, current IL will flow through the resistor, which will be give rise to voltage drop VL. This IL across a VL. This polarity plus and minus. Now because of this resistance which is in series with the load, some drop will be there, and that drop is given as so voltage across the series resistor. This is VSRSC equal to IL into series resistance, nothing but IL multiplied by RSC, and the IL value will be given as voltage across the load resistor divided by its value IL equal to VL by RL. Now suppose I want to plot a graph of IL and VL. And this is VL, this is VL. I can say we are characteristics of the practical voltage source. Had it been given ideal voltage source, it will be simply a constant value determined by the voltage supply. But now because of the load resistance RL connect in series with the voltage source, the voltage won't be fixed, it will be a dropping. You can see the dropping in the form this is IL into SC, meaning depend upon the value of this SE. I will have a drop IL multiplied by RSC. So suppose I want to write a simple equation. I can see voltage across the load resistor will be VL equal to V minus IL into SE. So depend upon the value of this RSC and IL, I will have some value of voltage we drop across series resistance plus minus series resistance RSC. Because of that, I cannot say VL will be same as supply voltage, but it will be V minus IL RSC. So there is a small difference between ideal voltage source and a practical voltage source, and that difference is a series resistor. So ideally RSC equal to 0 should be 0. that I can say VL is same as a VL is same as a supply voltage. But practically it is not possible, because every voltage source or every battery will have small series resistor connect in uh, series with the voltage source. So it is very difficult to avoid this RSC practically, because this RSC is a small value, but it will always be that, but ideally it should be 0. So henceforth, whenever we solve a problem of a source transformation, we always deal with the practical voltage source and try to convert that into a current source. So it is a clear description of the practical voltage source in this video. Here are some key points of the practical source. The load voltage will constant if the internal resistance series resistance of the source is 0, yeah, at least series resistance less than load resistance. In other words, the smaller series resistance compared to the load resistance, the closer the voltage source is being deals. Second point is when the load is disconnected, that is the source is open circuit, so that load resistance is very high. So open voltage uh, equal to supply voltage. Thus supply voltage may be regarded as unloaded source voltage. The connection of the load causes the terminal voltage to drop in meaningful. This is called a loading effect. Okay, thank you.